What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of 10K on the Bay. My journey to 10,000 live listings. Tonight is our Wednesday night hangout with Hustlebee and Catherine's Closet. So we're definitely rooting for the Dodgers tonight, especially because we have Catherine on the call. Catherine, why don't you introduce yourself and tell us about the orange you're wearing?
Hi, my name's Catherine. Catherine's Closet. I'm a reseller. That's why I'm here. And I'm an Astros fan. And these two need to back off. If you're a true reseller, you should go for the Astros because I am. But yeah, that's who I am. Go, Ken.
What's up, guys? This is Ken, the Hustlebee. Let's go, Dodgers.
You're awful. Seriously, are awful. And they probably would not have said anything about it unless I had worn my Astros shirt. That's the worst part.
Well,
That's true.
because you wore, all of a sudden you became an Astros fan. We had how many episodes, and now we see you wearing an Astros gear.
Because now it's more relevant. I've always been an Astros fan. I already explained this to you. I'm not going to explain it again. I'm so done. When did you become a Dodgers fan, Ken? Go ahead and tell me.
Last year.
Last year. Wow. And
That's
I'm the not recent one. Okay.
I just became a Dodgers fan when I saw you wearing that.
Oh yeah.
See?
Okay.
There you go.
Actually, I
That's
put on an orange shirt to match you because I'm trying to be more like you.
Yeah, that's right. Oh, and Chris, you keep saying Wednesday.
That's true. It's not Wednesday,
You
guys.
did that?
It all blurs into one day.
You did that on the
Yeah.
last video, and someone said Wednesday question mark.
I am actually in the Philippines, so I'm in the future.
Oh
It's
yeah.
already Wednesday here.
Yep.
Okay.
It's 3 a.m.
Makes sense.
Sherry's asking if I'm going to the meetup tonight. I can't. I was gonna go. I need to actually let them know that I can't go because I can't. I have to hang out with my girlfriend tonight. I was gonna go, but I can't go. Almost Wednesday show. Welcome to the Almost Wednesday show where we talk about reselling.
Oh, I love it.
There's some Astros fans in the chat.
Yeah, as everyone should be. Yes. That's what I like to see. That's the good stuff.
Amazing. So, Catherine, how's your store? Are you selling stuff? You've been busy.
I have been extremely busy, yes, and I'm not like I'm not just trying to use it as an excuse, but I have been. The store's been good. Like it's been like for as little work as I've put into it, I've still been making like I made 2 sales today. Offers have been good. I haven't gotten as many lowball offers, which is nice to see because I used to get, I feel like anytime I did get an offer, I was like, it was always 75% of what I wanted. But no, it's been good. Everything with the store's been good. It's been a nice, like, it's kind of been on, no, I wouldn't say the back burner, but kind of, sort of. So it's nice that it's still like going. How about y'all? I'm sure Chris is just making so much money he can't even handle himself.
Ken, you start.
Well, yeah, just like Chris, making a lot of money. Now, it's been a very interesting last couple of 3 weeks. I've just been trying to increase my ASP. I'm sure everybody's tired of hearing it, but that's just my goal. I've been sourcing a lot online, and it's actually very exciting. I get a package, I get a knock on my door. Very exciting. Different items that I've been getting. I've been sourcing a lot. Brand new items. As far as shoes were concerned, I used to buy a lot of shoes without box, but now I've been trying to stay within the brand new with box category for Christmas season.
Oh, that's awesome. I think as Christmas comes, Q4, some great advice maybe is to not sell clothing at all. I mean, people are definitely buying gifts, new with tags, anything. Or you can still sell collectibles and the used; those sell well year round. And the Picker Life is asking, when selling clothes, is it normal to have returns every week? Yeah, I think it's normal for every seller if you're doing decent volume to have returns even every day. What about you guys?
I don't even like used to. I was so afraid of returns, and and then I just like a mental shift that I had to accept it, that it's part of the business, right? It's like eBay fees. I have to pay fees whether whether I want it or not. So returns, yes. Like the other day, I just got two returns worth like $300, and I just brushed it off like, okay, I just accepted it and moved on with my day. So I guess it's just that accepting that it's just a part of the business.
Yeah.
Catherine, how do you deal with returns? Do you cry?
No, I don't cry. I don't get very many. I feel like I used to get a lot more because I fought measuring. I really like tried to avoid it as much as possible, and then I just gave in and started measuring. I really don't get many returns. I think I've only had like 3 ever since I started. And I think part of that is just because I sell for pretty like low prices. I think I don't like try and mark it up too much. Or whenever I sell cheaper items, like I got rid of a bunch of stuff I had, and I know one person messaged me and said, "Oh, this doesn't fit very well, but I only paid this much for it." So it's like, with whenever y'all have such like high dollar items, like if the shoe like slightly doesn't fit, they're gonna return it because that's $300. Like that's a lot of money. But with like $10 shirts, someone was like, "Oh, I'll make it work." Like usually they don't want to put the time in to bring it to the post office or do whatever they have to do. So I've only had a few, but it's not bad. And I have like I think 10 or 15% restocking fee, but that's not much on like a $20 shirt. So
I have a very disappointed positive feedback. And I've
Why?
also had much worse than expected and still had a positive feedback. So if you're in a cheap category, definitely people don't expect much. I've had get what you pay for and still positive feedback because people expect it to be garbage. So I do have a 20% restocking fee, but I waive it if you return it within 7 days. So I just let people know, hey, if you don't like the item, please wear it before you wash it to make sure it fits. And I want a return that's quick. And so I don't have very many returns. And if I do, it's quick. So I don't have to wait too long. I can get it back listed again.
Yeah, I actually have 20% restocking fee on any items that are over $150. The only reason being because if it's a brand new shoe, a lot of times, they'll wear it and walk around the house, and it's gonna have some creases on them. And if it's a $150 shoe, I can't sell it as a brand new again when I get it as a return and says brand new. So usually when a return happens and there's like a crease and everything like that, that's why I charge restocking fee, because I usually sell it for something lower the next time. I basically write it down like uh, basically brand new, but it was fitted or it was a display item.
Chris, the alcoholic.
I know, right? Well, I don't usually drink unless I have to hang out with you.
Okay. Both of you are awful. Like sometimes like earlier today, I was just like doing laundry and I was like, why do I still do this show? Like sometimes I really question it. And then like does something nice and I forget. And then I come back on and I get abused.
No, it's all about I do the 80-20% rule. I'm nice 80% of the time. You can't be nice 100% of the time because then you'll take advantage of us.
Okay, I think it's more like you're nice 20% of the time and you're
Well,
awful
excuse
the
him.
other
Like,
20%.
his math is off. He's Chinese, but his math is off.
That's true. I screwed up the math. It's the opposite. It is the opposite. No, this is Reseller After Dark. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, as far as free shipping, if you have free shipping, free returns, somebody could order your entire store and then return your entire store, and there's nothing you can do about it. I considered it. The shipping supply store, like, right? You could just buy and you could abuse it. But I do like the bold bar. It says free shipping, free returns, 2 bold lines.
Wow.
So I don't know. I like that visibility, but I just feel like it's a bad business move, kind of, to offer free returns.
Yeah, Catherine, don't ever do it.
Yeah,
I
ruin,
don't.
ruin your
What
whole
will
store.
happen?
Okay, so they're talking about buyer pays return shipping. I have that on, and I've never had any like buyer fight me on it. Which like I remember I sold the shirt for like $5, and someone paid, and it was a heavy shirt, but it had a hole in it, and it wasn't even a good brand. So the shipping was like $6, and they paid $5 for the shirt, $6 for the shipping, and then returned it, paid another $6 just to get me back the shirt. And I was like, I didn't really need it, but okay.
Thank you. Then you can reload.
It's for free return.
It's
I'm trying to keep up with the chat.
it's true. If item is not as described, you do have to pay the return shipping.
Yeah.
But it depends on how accurate you are. I don't think there's a way to completely eliminate that.
Yeah, because they can just fight you with it, and you because that happened to me, and then eBay just basically told me that just pay for the shipping, and then when you when the item gets to you, just call us back, and then we'll reimburse you with the shipping. That's basically what the shorter version of the story was when the buyer was fighting me that I had to pay for shipping.
Yeah, and again, it depends on the category. Some people have 30% returns in certain categories, and there's a gentleman in the mastermind group that we have that has had one return in 4,000 items.
Wow.
So it depends on what you sell. Some things never get returned. Cha-ching.
I finished. I'm a freshman in college, so I got a long way to go.
She's a youngin. Has anyone had experience with the buyer paying with a PayPal check? All the time.
Yeah, that happens. What happens is actually their PayPal is linked with their bank account,
Yeah, that's true.
and then
Also,
it's
people will
automatic.
say, people will pay with a fake check and say, "Can you ship right away?" Don't fall for it. Wait
Yeah.
till the check clears.
Yeah.
Hmm. You have an item coming back with a buyer pays shipping. How does that work? I had to pay for the label, but when I refund them, I deduct the amount. So if the buyer pays shipping, I actually don't know. If they want to return it and it's buyer's remorse or something, can you give them a label? I
No,
don't think
I
so.
don't think so. I don't think so. Unless you want to be nice and send them a label, because there's an option when you accept it that you can send a photo.
Hmm.
That's true.
But
Um,
yeah, but I don't think you have to do that. But it's totally up to you. I mean, it's just basically the same thing, right? Refunding them minus the label, the price of the label, but uh, it's just gonna be easier on refunding them because having them pay the label and then refund them.
KH asks, how can you tell if it's paid from a PayPal check? For me, it doesn't, it shows awaiting payment still. If they pay by e-check, it doesn't go in the paid and awaiting shipment. It stays in the
Oh.
awaiting payment section. Um, and Duncan says it takes 5 days for checks to clear. That's true. Like I've had checks clear after the unpaid item case is opened. So that's actually how it works. So people will, and I have it set up, I think, for 3 or 4 days for the
Unpaid.
non-paying to open, and they'll message me back like, "Oh no, I did pay. It's just taking a while," and then I'll say, "Oh no worries, sorry about that. It's automated, but you should pay with the credit card next time."
I want to know how you get away with being so rude to your customers sometime, Chris.
I am very rude to my customers.
What was the latest one that you did?
It was
Oh,
the better get
it was
used to being single.
the guy.
Well, the girl was like, "I want it fast, but I don't want to pay extra," and I'm like, "I don't know how that works. Then how does that work?"
She said, I need her for a hot date or something like that. And you said, better get used to being single. Freaking
Well, I mean, because if
awful.
you can't even invest $5 into the relationship to get
Right.
your thing earlier, come on, you're trying to make a first impression. You need this leather jacket.
You're ridiculous.
I should have put. He's probably already moved on. I don't know. I won't be rude. I'll be nice. Um,
I made top rated plus.
Me too for the
Nice.
first time. On the 20th, I'll be top rated seller for the first time. I just realized I paid $1,500 in extra fees since I started by not having that discount.
Yeah.
That's a lot of money.
How much
Yeah.
is the discount? I haven't even looked.
It's a
1%.
10%. Yeah.
10% off of like
Is
the
it 10% off your fees, right, Chris?
Yeah.
Yeah.
1%.
dang.
I know, it's no joke.
That's insane. I'd seen that before, but I don't know. I guess I never like absorbed it.
For sure. No, I don't make any sick jokes, guys. I keep it clean.
That's a lie.
I keep it clean. Let's see. Nice. Connie also made it top rated. TRS gives a great. Oh, that's a great point. So Cindy's in the chat. Amazing taste. Top rated gives a great boost to search ranking. I am excited to finally get that. So I've been doing pretty well without it. Imagine what happens when I'm finally top rated seller and when I'm nice to customers. Wow, ridiculous.
Yeah,
boost.
your sell-through rate. I mean, you're selling. Your sell-through rate is pretty good, so it's just gonna get better.
Yep. Open unpaid item assistant. Yeah, I actually have that set up for the shortest period of time. I probably could do it manually, but I would rather list. That's true. If you're below standard, they charge you an extra 4% in fees, which is crazy because I don't know how I feel about that. Because what if it's a couple of transactions that pushes you below?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. It's hard to recover from that.
Wait, so it's a 10% discount? Is that what you just said?
Off the final value fee.
So there's no final value fee?
No.
No, it's 10% of the 10%.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So if your fees are $10, then you only have to pay $9.
Okay. That's what I was about to say. That's like, how are they making money? Okay. Make any sense?
I actually had 2 negative feedbacks removed this week.
Why?
Was it he
well,
was
one
rude
guy,
to me?
I was rude and I had to fix it by sucking up. That's definitely my strategy. No, well, a guy bought a vacuum from me. Then after he bought it, he was like, "I want to reduce the price by $25." I said, "You should have offered that in the first place. Are you reneging on your offer?" I don't even really use that word that often, but I wanted to use it. And he said, "Yes, I am." I said, "Okay." And then I'm going to cancel the transaction because we agreed to this price. You want $25 less? No deal. And then the negative feedback was, "You do this to me, I do this to you." And it was a negative feedback. And then eBay just removed it because that doesn't qualify. You can't.
Right.
That qualifies for feedback removal. You can't not pay someone and leave a negative feedback. That's not a thing.
Yeah.
And the other one, I was on a Cause Snoopy, the toy.
No.
The package, the box broke on the way to the customer. The Snoopy toy got dirty. And he left a negative feedback. And I called him, and he changed it after I paid for the dry cleaning.
Oh.
Which is only $5.
Yeah. Man, I mean, at least they could just talk to
Message
you.
me first.
Yeah.
Yeah, you think they
I guess
would,
some people, like you said this before, it was a good point that you brought up. I guess some people just don't know how to handle it.
Well, and I think a
Yeah,
lot of
that's
people
true.
like don't, like with Amazon, a product gets a bad review, it's like irrelevant. It doesn't matter that much. On eBay, a negative feedback does a lot. So,
Yeah.
especially when you're small. So I feel like a lot of people don't understand, like don't know. They just think like, oh, well, I had a bad experience. I'm leaving a negative feedback, but it's not a big deal. I'm one person, but they don't know like how much that can change.
You know what I don't know? I don't know if this qualifies. What if the experience was good, but the product is bad? I have a neutral feedback, and they said it definitely doesn't fit like a normal medium. And I'm like, I don't know how to control that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
It's
not
not
your
my fault. I don't know if that qualifies for feedback removal. It's a neutral, so I didn't really look
Well,
at it.
I had a negative feedback before. This was crazy. It says the shoes were um were defective inside. So he was saying like on the sole of the foot, it was actually hurting him because it was defective inside. Crazy, because he was really slimy about it, because he actually told me that it didn't fit him the first time, and then this was before I accepted returns way back, and then I basically declined it, and as soon as I declined it, he actually gave me a negative feedback saying like, this guy sold me a defective shoes or inside the soles of the shoes, and it hurt my foot. That was crazy. So what happened? He actually so I basically accepted it. I got it back. He actually used the shoes, and like the bottoms were scuffed and everything. So what happened is eBay gave me the money back, but the thing is they couldn't take the negative feedback away because it was very subjective to the customer's experience.
Mm, that's true. Um, you can also offer a partial refund in exchange to remove the negative from them. You can also bait your customer into threatening negative feedback if they don't give you a bribe. I've done that
Yeah.
before. Like, what are you doing? Trying to get an extra discount? And they'll be like,
Uh-huh.
yeah, an extra $5 would be great. And then it will get removed because they can't like ask for money to have the feedback changed.
That's smart.
So let's see. Yeah, I agree. Neutrals don't hurt as much as negative for sure, because they don't affect your 100%. They count
Yeah.
as nothing, and the negative feedback subtracts one feedback from your feedback. Positive adds one. Neutral is neutral. Oh, on Amazon, you can remove your listing and relist it, so there's no feedback at all. I don't know why you would do that unless you didn't have very many listings. And Scott also made the point. Scott in the chat, shout out to Scott. He gave me the name 10K on the Bay. Um, thank you. He says you can remove product reviews, which you can. Jason is at 99.5. Yeah, eBay does rely on the messages between buyer and seller to decide cases. So, yeah, they'll look at it. Usually, if the buyer says anything to do with replace it or to revise it, it'll get removed without you doing anything. It's called feedback extortion when you threaten people for positive feedback.
Yeah.
There's also a good strategy for if people are selling stuff for 99 cents plus shipping and people are unsatisfied, it's not really worth it for the seller to accept a refund. So if I see that all the time. A lot of beginner sellers are selling stuff for 99 cents plus shipping to build up feedback, and people are getting it and saying it's not as described, and then they end up getting the item for free because the seller, it's just cheaper for them to refund the whole thing than to accept a return. So be careful, guys. Try not to sell things under $12 when you're getting started because people will target you. If you have less than 100 feedback, if the customer says inauthentic, you're going to lose probably.
Yeah,
You don't have
that's
enough
great.
experience.
Thoughts on free shipping?
Wow, there's a lot of questions.
Man, this is a feedback kind of day.
Yeah, I like charging for shipping, but it depends on the price of the item. Like I got some heat for charging $150 shipping on my Apple shoes. Should probably give them free shipping if they pay 10 grand, right? But
Yeah.
then again, people are going to offer. They don't consider the shipping cost when they make an offer. If I were to offer free shipping, I would take off best offer. That's me. I don't know what you guys
Yeah,
think,
you
but
can do that.
I charge shipping on everything at this point. I tried doing free shipping and it just got to the point where like anytime someone would make an offer, and I've talked about this before, but it can't hurt to repeat it. I always viewed it as like when a buyer makes an offer, they're looking at the value of that item, not like, oh, and I'm getting free shipping, so that counts for something. I don't think they view it that way. So I'd get offers on a lot of items, but I'd have to counter at a higher price because, they're $3 shipping that I'm like paying for. And then they wouldn't want to pay 17, they wanted to pay 14. And so I'd lose offers. And once I turned on paid shipping, I got a lot of like buy it now and they best offer at 14 and I could take that because they're paying the shipping. So yeah, I do paid shipping now.
Yeah, I used to do a lot of free shipping, but now slowly, as far as returns would concern, I've actually added more calculated shipping, just because if I built in the price, it's either I'm gonna lose if I have to ship it to West Coast, and it's too expensive for the people in East Coast. Calculated shipping, and I really honestly I didn't. I thought there was gonna be a dip in sales, but it really didn't matter for that. And then like what I like about the page, I mean buyer pay shipping is when I actually have one return. This was actually like $150 shoe. The buyer wanted overnighted, so he paid, paid extra for the shipping, and then now he's wanting to return it. So I get to keep some money for the shipping. I don't eat the $150 ship price. I only have to give him back. And then I actually intentionally did that because of the Christmas season coming. I'm just bracing that returns are going to be a little higher, so I don't want to eat that free shipping cost. Although I use the free shipping in negotiation, I use that as my tool, uh, to instead of giving them a discount, giving them free shipping, and then I basically base it on where they're located at.
Yeah, I do calculated shipping.
Jason Vaughn's asking about immediate payment. I just turned it off, and I've had a surge in sales because I'll have people say, "Hey, combine shipping on these 3 items." Now I can say, "Buy all 3 items, and I will adjust the shipping." Before, I had to say make an offer on all 3, and they'd be like, "Never mind, I'll buy from somebody else." So this is a lot easier now. I do have people who do not pay, so statistically, less than 10% of people for me end up not paying.
Mhm.
But it does take a while. It can take 1 or 2 Fridays for them to pay. So it's up to you guys. It's a little annoying. I still don't have that many people not pay. So it's a few. I have one every week that never ends up paying. But as long as I write it in my journal actually, so I don't. So I go back and double check because sometimes eBay relists it and then I
Yeah,
relist it and they relist it,
yep,
and then there's 2 of them.
that happens. I've actually had a defect on that one because what happened is actually, yeah, something like non-payment, and then it got relisted and we relisted them, and then the first one sold, and then the one that eBay relisted sold, and then we had a neutral feedback cancel.
Catherine, do you want to take the question from Catherine?
Mm, I'm reading it. Um, I mean, it might look a little.
You should repeat the question so people know what you're
Oh,
talking
okay,
about.
okay, yeah, sorry. Um, is it tacky to take photos using a form mannequin that doesn't have a back since the back photo would look funny? I say it might look a little weird. It depends on what it is. If it's like a tight t-shirt, yeah. If it's a loose sweater, then you're fine. Coats, you're fine. It just depends on what it is. So I don't think it's going to deter anyone from buying it. Like if they want the item, I don't think it's a big deal. But I'd try and get a mannequin. Like I got my mannequin, and it's a full stand torso mannequin for like $30 with free shipping on eBay. So use that one, and then once you sell two $15 items, just use that money and get the one you want. Because I found mine on eBay for cheap, and shipping didn't take forever.
Yeah, that's true. I want to make one more point on calculated shipping. If you use calculated shipping on first class mail, it's like $6.65 for 1 pound, which seems like a lot for a shirt. So if it's or a pair of jeans, so if you can use a flat rate, it doesn't seem as much because people assume you're doing a flat rate on anything, regardless of the size, and they'll ask like, "Hey, $7.99 seems like a little bit high. That seems to be your shipping on everything. Can you do a little bit better?" Then you can hit them with what Ken was saying and be like, "Will you buy it if it's free shipping?"
Mhm.
And then people will say, "Sure." And then you can make a deal. And if you offer free shipping, you don't have that negotiating token.
Yeah, 100% agree on that one.
So Fred is talking about opening your own website, redirecting customers to your own site. You should not do that on eBay. Prince, our good friend from Monday night, was suspended for offering his email address or something like that for a week. So I would recommend not doing that. On every single message, it says fees can be initiated if you contact your buyer or something.
It's suspension.
Suspension. So exactly.
It tell you it's fees, but it's suspension. Didn't it happen to like Craigslist Hunter too?
Oh, it happened to Craigslist Hunter too. Yeah.
Yeah, like he's like an OG in the game, and he actually gave the address, right? And even though the item didn't sell, he still got suspended.
I know. So be careful on that. If you're going to open your own site, I would recommend mining the email from the PayPal. You don't necessarily have permission to email them just because they bought something from you, but you can. I haven't seen people really get in trouble with that. Afterwards, if you have a Shopify store, you want to sell them the same stuff, I recommend that. You can even send them an affiliate link to your store, which I think is fantastic. An extra 5 or 10%. Actually, an extra 5% off if you use this link. If you actually hook up an affiliate link, you can make a commission on it. Actually, I'm not sure if that's true. I'm probably making stuff up. But I know for sure if you send them the coupon code, they can go to anywhere you want with that. They can go to your website. They can go back to eBay. And if you just have a generic link back to your store as an affiliate link, you will get the affiliate commission. Bella has an additional $2 discount for each additional item. Do you guys do that?
I do 15% off if you buy more than one item.
Yeah, I think buy
order discount.
I think I buy one get one 20% off. But I've never had anyone use it. Like maybe once, and I've had it the whole time. And
Nobody,
I think because like no one goes into your store and looks at like your items. I feel like they just happen to look up, find an item you have. They don't know who they're getting it from, and they just buy it. I don't think it's like they're browsing your store.
Recycling by Reselling says go Tigers.
Yeah, I'm doing it right. And go Astros.
Go Dodgers.
Go Astros. You're not even on the right side of the country. Just
yeah, at least I live in California.
This.
I'm just going against the team you're rooting for.
Catherine says dress shirts or t-shirts. I don't know if she's referring to the mannequin. Dress shirts or t-shirts, in my opinion, my humble opinion, look better flat lay. Only those two types of clothing. Most clothing looks better on a mannequin.
Yeah, I say for women's dress shirts, it definitely looks better on a mannequin. Men's, I don't deal with that. But women's dress shirts actually have stitching on the chest. And when you try and flat lay that, it gets wrinkly and is a pain. So doing that on a mannequin looks 1,000 times better. But if you're saying like for your mannequin with no back, I don't like with the cutout back, I don't think it's going to be a big deal. Like unless it's like an extra small t-shirt that you're already like shoving onto the mannequin, then I think you'll be fine.
Vince has no negative feedback. Awesome. The OGs would say if you have no negative feedback, you haven't sold that much stuff. Eventually, you will get a negative, or at least a revised one. Dodgers are going to sweep the Astros. Don't say that on this chat because we have Catherine in here and she'll bite you.
Probably.
Whenever they go to Houston, we'll see. I think I hope they win tonight, but I think in Houston they're definitely going to win.
Yeah, I actually need to adjust my clock listing. Thank you for sending me the email. I need to go in there and adjust. I removed visible escapement. I thought it had a visible escapement. I don't even know what that means, so it doesn't have it. So I had to remove that from the title. I would go back and fix the clock listing. I don't know if it has a pendulum weight with it. I am a mantle clock noob. I'll need to learn more about it, but it's a really hot category. And this is something that I was mentioning on that other show with Holly. There's 175 sold and 175 in the market, and 5 sell a day. That's a great category to
Great.
be in. Sells fast.
Houston deserves the win. That's right.
Yeah,
That is
one,
Yeah.
100% true. Huh?
maybe
Ooh,
one.
Ellen was giving away World Series tickets today at Thrifty One School.
What the hell?
Ellen is cool.
I need
like her a
World
lot.
Series tickets. Tell her to come my way. I'm a poor
We get
college
500 people
student.
in this live chat. We'll send Catherine to the World Series.
No. Oh my
Yeah,
gosh.
it's impossible to get that many.
At University of Houston, oh my God. See, if I had lived in Texas, I would have gone. Well, I probably would have.
Why are you not living in Texas? Why are you not going to school there?
Because I didn't like any of the colleges in Texas.
Oh, okay.
I just wasn't, like, I toured them and
That's why Dodgers are gonna win.
no, they're not.
Catherine
'Cause-
says she had her first return, most expensive item. Reason was just wasn't what I thought it was. Does that happen a lot on expensive items? Hell yeah, it does. So, wow. Tickets were as high as 14 grand for a ticket.
The cheapest ticket was like 800.
Dang.
Oh,
That's like the startup capital for Hustlebee store right there.
sure.
More.
10 months ago. Oh, 9 months ago. That's crazy, man.
You know, Hustle at Home did the same thing. She started with $1,000 and has 100,000 in inventory now.
Right.
She's got a hustle. Speaking of which, we got to shout out Ken's. Well, you want to talk about Out Hustled for a minute?
Yeah. So, guys, so this was actually a very unique situation. We got a couple of messages and comments that they wanted to go to the Reseller Fam Live event. So as you guys know, we just launched the tickets. It's $350, and then if you use our code, you get $50 off. So $300 for the ticket, plus your expenses when you go there. And a lot of people wanted to go, and then they said it was, it was just too much for them to afford as of the moment. So me and Glenn, I actually called him today. It's like, dude, let's schedule our coaching session and stuff like that. And he actually told me, like, man, I've been getting a couple of messages too that, some people said it's kind of high, it's kind of steep. And then I remember that, and Chris touched on this, that networking is really important. Hang out with the same like-minded people, go-getter people, wants to succeed people, and then you actually will succeed with them. So me and Glenn was like, dude, what if we actually walk through people and hustle their way to Kansas City? So we actually created a an Instagram account called Out Hustled. So username is out.hustled. So we actually started with $50, and we're trying to turn it to $1,000 by the end of the year. So by then they'll have enough money to purchase the tickets and stuff like that, and just continue to reinvest it. So for everybody that's watching, and I want people to be there at the live event so we could, meet you guys and we could network together. So follow Instagram account Out Hustled. Username is out.hustled.
Nice.
What
And
do you
that's
think about
important.
that, Chris?
I think it's a good idea. I mean, as far as the tickets are expensive. $350 is not a lot for a conference, but it's a lot for a hangout. Like, it's expensive to fly 12 people into a city. Like, the event's going to cost over 100 grand to put up. That's a lot of money. It's a lot of risk to throw an event that costs that much money, but it's okay. I mean, we're trying to meet people. 500 people in one area is going to be pretty intense, and it's great to have people look forward to it. I mean, I have the same thing. Like, I have an account to save up for eBay Open, right? I want to pay for eBay Open with part of my eBay store. So it's just like, you organize it, you set it up, you save and go for it. That's one of the reasons why we set up the tickets so far in advance. Yeah, give people some time to earn some income, be motivated. And, we're going to do events more often everywhere. This one was just one that we wanted professional speakers providing in a specific class. Like Hustle Bees gonna be talking about retail arbitrage. We have Glenn talking about Amazon merch. So it's different. It's a conference. It's designed to help you make more money. So if it's designed to make you more money, $350 is not a lot. If it's just to go hang out with people, then it's very expensive. So it just depends
Yeah,
on how you do it.
yeah, 100%. Just like my experience this year, I was gonna say last year. It was just this year. There was a reseller rally in Chicago, and then they actually sold out of tickets. And then Chris and Ryan, the eco muscle, actually created a pizza party kind of thing, and then a hangout. And I was like, man, I really want to see these people. And then I I don't think a lot of people know this, but I actually sacrificed a lot to go there, and I actually miss my good friend's bachelor party, and I was part of his
Wow.
bachelor's. I was part of his thing. It's either I was going to uh, Gatlinburg, Tennessee with him and party, or go to Chicago. And then I didn't make any commitment yet, right? I basically just said like I knew that date was gonna be there, and then all of a sudden that conflicting date happened on that exact day in Chicago, and I was like, man, I wanna, like your network is your net worth, right? And I wanna hang out with people that actually make real money on e-commerce, like, and then we weren't just, he was all for the corporate life. I said, I'm not into that. So I actually gave that up. I told my wife, we're going to Chicago tomorrow. We're driving there. And, I said, we'll just book the hotel, the cheapest hotel we could find when we get there. And that was just a real powerful experience because I knew Chris was going to be there and Glenn Hustler Hacks was going to be there, which is the one that really helped me out in the first, when I was starting reselling on eBay. And then I just want everybody to have that kind of experience and share it to them that, you know, it's entrepreneurship is lonely, but when you actually meet others online and actually build each other, you actually become successful together.
I just want to make one more point on that, which is we're going to try to have all 500 people meet all 500 people. So there's dinners, lunches, and breakfast set up, trying to get people to hang out. Cricket, thanks for stopping by. Um, and I think that's really important because at the reseller rally, I'm really lucky because um, I got to meet a lot of the people at the event. But I mean, we just had an event on Saturday, and there were a few people who messaged me after that said they had trouble meeting other people. And that's something that you want to help people with. You want to help facilitate people because not everybody is extroverted. I used to be introverted before I really practiced talking to people. I'm even still a little bit shy now. So, you have to get out there. I know Catherine, she's just like right in your face, but I have a little bit of a shell.
Yeah. So Chris was shy. And then once he started talking, he realized that he could be really rude to people and get away with it. So rude.
Yeah. So, yeah, I don't want to be rude, but sometimes maybe that's my natural being is very rude.
Are you gonna come visit me in Baton Rouge?
Yeah.
We will. Didn't we talk about that last time that we're gonna?
We already talked about it. We're definitely gonna come visit you.
When?
It's close enough. I want to have crawfish at every meal.
Okay, when?
Right before, right after.
Okay, that'll be what
March.
month is it in March? Oh yeah, that is perfect crawfish season. That is like the time to eat crawfish.
Perfect.
Oh yes, I'm so excited.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's important to meet people. And Holly, if you guys know Thrift Love G, she's actually going to change her name to Man's Best Finds, which I think is very cute. She was going to do a pet related reseller channel. I also liked Bark Avenue. Bark Avenue was really good too, but she went with Man's Best Finds. And I watched her list 17 items in my place. And that's crazy. I've never watched people list in person. I've heard about other people listing. I've never seen somebody do it. We went sourcing. She came to my house. She used the flat lay table. She took 17 photos while she was staying and sold one. That's amazing. It's a very efficient. So
Wait, so it's dog stuff?
she wants to rescue a dog every $10,000 in sales or something.
Oh my god!
I think it's a cool cause. So She can put that card in the mailer. Thank you so much. Every dollar counts. I'm trying to rescue dogs. Buy more stuff from the store. It makes sense. Um, Stacy in the chat saying that her family is worn out on eBay. Yeah, my girlfriend, she doesn't necessarily want me to talk about it. So I have been starting the conversation with the best thing that happened in my day. Hopefully not related to eBay. I think it's a good way to start the evening. What's up, Eric? Eric's in the chat. Yeah, there's a live chat on YouTube. It's pretty cool. So you can ask a question. I was just talking to Eric earlier. Guys, Eric is actually 10K on the bay.
Oh,
So
really?
he has 10,000 items on eBay. It took him 10 years to do that, but it's awesome. So I originally started this channel because I wanted to attract people who already knew how to do it. And Eric kills it, guys. So he's not, I don't know if he's comfortable with me sharing this, but he's a very, very large seller. 10,000 actual items on eBay, which means he only pays 3 cents a listing, guys. Super cheap. But this is the kind of people you meet from networking. If you start a channel, you will attract people that are like-minded, and they'll come out of the woodworks. And I have a good percentage of people who hate on me and a good percentage of people who are cool. So I think you need to create a challenge that's for yourself that's big enough that people will challenge you. So if I was 100 items on the bay, I don't think it'd be very popular. Be pretty boring. Too small.
I'm gonna, you know what I'm gonna start doing every time I see, like, I get that notification on my phone, 10K on the base, started a live video. I'm gonna go give it a thumbs down just to upset you. I'm gonna be that one person.
No, I have the thumbs up immediately 1 second after I start. Someone's doing that. So
Well, it's not me, don't worry.
So Eric was telling me how stressful it is to have 10,000 listings. And he says I'll be drinking the whole bottle once I get there. It sounds stressful. So I don't know, getting to that many items, because he says at that point you're shipping 150 items a day. That's a lot of work.
Well, if you have help, though.
That's true. If you have help, like, they're just husband and wife.
Oh, wow. That's the real 10K.
That's
then.
a real 10K right there. So awesome.
I tried to get Jacob to help me photograph one time, and after this is when I was doing flat lays, but after 2 photos, he was like, my back hurts, like, this is not comfortable. And I was like, yeah, it's not comfortable. And then I was like, look, okay, I'll do photographing. I was trying to get him to help me with just like some part of the process. I was like, well, here, why don't you just like, let me show you how to make a title. I wrote down the format. I was like, brand name, gender, which at the time could be men's or women's, type of clothing, description or size and description. And he just, no, it did not work. It was like having a bad employee. I was like, okay, just go downstairs. Like, I don't need you. You're making it harder.
That's funny. Yeah. Treasure Hunters
about carpooling to the event. They're already talking how to carpool to the event. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's cool. Carpooling. Treasure Hustlers was saying the biggest sellers are often the people you don't know. That's true, but Eric's a smart guy. He makes a lot of money on eBay. He asked me some questions about YouTube, and he was talking about starting a YouTube channel with one of his kids. And you guys know most of YouTube is kids. The biggest demographic is like 7 to 14. So if you had a channel where you sung songs about cats and sharks, it'd probably be way more popular than this one. So kids is the market. Catherine, are you good with kids?
Am I what?
Are you good with kids? I'm not saying you should have some. I'm just saying, are you good with them?
He still is.
Huh? Yeah, I'm good. I mean, I think I'm good with kids. Like, I don't know what that means.
Like, do they immediately retaliate when they see you, or are they well?
Oh no, kids love me.
Okay.
My kids love me. Not my kids. My nieces is what I meant. Like oh my gosh, my nieces are my favorite. Here's a weird thing is that I feel like I only love kids in my family, or like Jacob's family, but like other people's kids, I always think they're awful. I don't know why. Maybe it's like a bad thing to say, but I always think like anytime I see kids, I don't know. I just always think like, I don't know why. Maybe I'm just an awful person. April Torres, I'm with you. My fiance helped me once and I never asked him again. He complained about how long it takes to list. Yes.
Yeah, I hear you. Well, my
Oh,
girlfriend's figured it out. She just gives me the item and I list it, and she keeps the money. That's a really good system she has set up. There's no. Uh,
so I think Chris, you want to answer this one?
is it possible to do eBay full time?
Yeah.
So the question is it possible to do eBay full time and cover all bills, including mortgage? So there are eBay stores that do 10 million a year profit. So probably you could pay your mortgage and all your bills with that much money. So it depends on your level of scale. What's up, Glenn? Hustler Hacks in the house. Yeah, you can definitely make enough money on. I would say if you have $50,000 worth of stuff listed that sells relatively quick, you could live almost anywhere in the country, pay your
Yeah.
mortgage and off of eBay, because you get special write-offs. You would need a
Yeah.
consistent supply, consistent listing, consistent shipping. You would need a couple of friends to keep you sane, maybe a bottle of wine once in a while, but you can do it.
Or every day,
Or
whatever
every
you
day.
need.
Yeah, it's very doable. Considering just based on my experience that me and my wife, this is our full-time income now, and then it was just basically hustling at the start. But if you're really going in 100%, I think within 6 months you can build a full-time income.
Yeah, it's important to recognize that. Oh, I'll give you an idea. If you can do, if you can list and sell 100 items a week at 10, that's $1,000 a week pre-tax. Most people can barely get by on that. A household of 52,000 a year pre-tax, you can survive. You're not really abundant, but you can survive. And that's 1,000 items at $10 profit. Now, if you're at 1,000 items, I'm sorry, 100 items at $10 profit. Now, if you're at 100 items at say $30 profit, now you're making six figures. That's really good, but it takes a little bit of skill to find that many $30 profit items per week. And if you are like Ken, you're trying to push the $40, $50 profit per item, then you have what we call the peaceful living.
6 figures.
You're only
Yeah.
shipping a few a day.
Yeah, all I need to hit was like, because that's my goal, because just to survive I need to make $100 a day, and then anything over that is luxury for me. So, and then thankfully I've been averaging 400 to 500 a day, so everything's good.
Um,
Catherine hit the unlike button. I think you're one of these three that.
I did not like it, I swear. I did not dislike it, I swear.
there's no way she would like the video after the abuse she takes from being on the call with us.
I liked it. I liked it.
So let's see, how much capital did we start with? I started with $200 on the Loki Husky store, and it's about 40,000 listed now. In what is that, 5 or 6 months? But I was able. I'm really lucky. I didn't have to take any of the money out of that store. It just kept rolling over into itself. Hustlebee, I think you started with a little about the same.
Mhm.
How much money did you start with?
$500. Start with $500 and an Uber gig. So I made $500 every week. Made $500 every weekend Ubering, and then my wife made about 300 doing part-time babysitting. So we had like $800 of just paying the bills kind of income, and then we just rolled over the $500 of investment that we did.
Catherine, you're in college. How did you finance this?
I just went to the thrift store, found what I could find, and
Nice.
spent the money. I think the first time I went to the thrift store, I spent like $22. That sounds right. And then I just went home and listed it. And the next day I went to the thrift store and I just kind of like saw it as instead of buying something else, instead of buying like a movie, I'm just going to spend it on this. It wasn't a bit, I just spent small amounts of money. And that's why my store only has like 120 items now, is just because I'm just doing it as I go. And especially with once school started, things got crazy. And Just start with what you have. Go get the change out of your car and go to a thrift store and get 3 things or whatever. And
Or
as long as you make a
sell
profit.
everything that you own. Get that money from the stuff that you own first.
How long did it take me?
Some people just sell the stuff that they don't use first.
Oh yeah. Go in your closet and I'm sure you can, especially if you're a woman, I'm sure you can find at least 20 things that you haven't worn in 3 years and can sell, because that's what I did.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's how we got our $500 between me and my wife. We thrifted our closet, and then we got that 500 initial investment.
yeah. So Stacy says she wants $100 average sale price and 50% sell through. So guys, there's a store that I've done in a couple of my videos that has 20,000 items at $250 each. So that's $5 million worth of inventory, and they sell 80 a day. So what is the math on that? That's 40 grand a day in business, guys.
How many items?
They have 20,000. They have 20,000 items and they sell 80 a day at $250 a piece.
That's so
It's ridiculous is what that is.
it's like what? That's like 1% sell through?
It's not, no, it's less than 1% for sure.
1.2% sell through. It's 0.04 sell through rate per day.
Yeah. It's not one. Isn't 1% 200?
Yeah, 1.2. Let's see.
It's all high-end shoes,
20,000
jewelry, and handbags.
20,000 times 1. Yeah, they only sell 24. How many did you say? 80 items a day?
80 items a day, 2,400 a month.
Okay.
Okay, guys, I know Chris is always the one that's like, oh, I have to go. It's been an hour. But my Stros are coming on.
All right.
So I think we might have to call it.
Let's call it a night. Catherine, why don't you tell people where they can find you? And we'll see people next week.
Okay, so you can find me on YouTube at Catherine's Closet, and you can find me on Instagram at Catherine's ___ closet. 3 underscores. And if you're a true loyal, good reseller that you are, you'll root for the Astros in about 5 minutes.
Ken, where can people find you?
You can find me at the Nike outlet and on Instagram at the Hustlebee. And make sure you guys follow our new Instagram page, out.hustled, and we'll help you hustle your way to Kansas City.
Perfect. All right, guys, thank you so much for stopping by. I'm 10K on the Bay. Show over.